adorable Idaho boy ratchets up. Many are looking for clues in the criminal histories of his fractured family. I will explain in a moment. 8-year-old Robert Manwill was last seen leaving his mom's Boise, Idaho home late Friday night. After 6 days of searching and no sign of the little boy, authorities are now begging for help.
The Boise Police Department is asking for volunteers to help us in a one-day push in our search for young Robert. The search will be conducted this Friday, July 31st.
In the wake of yesterday's stunning revelations about many of the adults in Robert's life having a criminal history, some are looking there for answers. Court records reveal that Robert's mom is on probation for fracturing the skull of Robert's infant half-brother. Mom's boyfriend has served jail time and is court-ordered not to be alone with Robert's half-sister. Meantime, the boy's dad, who has done nothing wrong himself, has already lost a 4-year-old son stabbed to death in 1993 by his first wife. Is that why Robert's aunt told the press, "Butt out"?
Just want to again say that we are a united family. We appreciate the press keeping our privacy.
So is the family's criminal past even relevant? Cops say there is absolutely no evidence of foul play in Robert's disappearance and that the family is cooperating fully. But should the cops preemptively let the media know of this family's criminal past, or does that unfairly throw suspicion on them? What do you think about all of this? Give me a holler. Straight out to my outstanding expert panel. Still with us, Dr. Dale Archer, clinical psychiatrist, and joining us, Mike Gaynor, retired NYPD detective and president of East Coast Detectives, and Kirsten Thronson, reporter with CNN affiliate KBCI in Boise. Kirsten, what is the very latest?
The latest here is that the volunteer citizen search was actually called off today. They just took a day off. But we want to reiterate, the search for little 8-year-old Robert Manwill is far from over. What's been happening today is organizers and police are really gearing up for what they're calling a one-day push in this search. They're asking for upward of 1,000 volunteers to come out tomorrow, walk 3-hour shifts. They're also urging folks to wear green or wear these little green ribbons to show support for Robert and Robert's family. Now, we've been talking about the search is really focused on a mile and a half radius from where Robert was last seen. What's happening tomorrow, though, is they're expanding this search. Exactly how far, police aren't saying. They say it really depends on how many volunteers come out and how much area they can search. Some of those efforts were actually done last night and today.
All right, well, they're searching.
With the
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I want to cover some points here. Excellent update on this planned massive search. Mike Gaynor, unprecedented in size and scope, 1,000 people. But you know what's odd is that having covered these stories for many years, usually the discoveries, the crucial discoveries, happen quite by accident.
Absolutely, and this search is not a search looking for a runaway child at this point. This is the worst type of search. They're looking for a body.
Yeah, well, we hope and pray that he defies the statistics and they find him okay, because that has happened in recent cases that we've covered here on Issues. Even though most people had said what you'd said, we found children alive, and that's why we do these stories, Dr. Dale Archer, in the hopes that somehow we jar somebody's memory and we provide a clue. Now, already 120 sex offenders in a 2-mile radius of the boy's home have been interviewed. Dr. Archer, it boggles my mind that there are 120 sex offenders in a 2-mile radius of this boy's home. What is wrong with America?
Well, I mean, I think, yeah, that's shocking. But, you know, I want to address the fact that I think the past of these 3 individuals, adults, is very, very relevant. You have a mom who fractured a young child's skull and ended up doing 29 days in jail and had to pay a $75 fine. You had a father whose wife at the time stabbed their child to death in the heart. And
now, let's be clear.
It was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You're right. I understand. But my point, and then you have a boyfriend who was prohibited from being alone with Robert's stepsister. The key is that like attracts like. And personalities like this tend to cluster together. So this is really has the potential to be a disaster of epic proportions. It's a perfect storm for abuse. I think the search has got to start with interviewing these 3, because I am just very, very afraid that's
Well,
where the
we
answer's
don't
going.
want to cast aspersions without knowing anything. We never assume in journalism. These people haven't been charged with anything, and authorities say the family is cooperating. We certainly would love to hear from them. They're invited on our show anytime. Now, Mike Gaynor, do you think, quick question, we're about to go to break, they have done polygraphs on these family members?
Well, if they haven't, they're probably going to. I'd like to exclude the father at this time, at least put him on the side. It's the mother and the mother's boyfriend that the police would probably be most concerned with at this time.
You are absolutely right. The dad's done nothing wrong. Panel, stand by. More of the frantic search for little Robert Manwill in just a moment. Stay right there.